Hi, good evening. I'd like to welcome you to Poem Praise 2. I do thank you for tuning in. I know it has been a few days, and I certainly do thank you and appreciate your patience. We are going to get right back into the 5 steps to real estate success. And before we get into step 2, certainly peace and blessings be upon you and your family this evening. Now, for step 2, here on Poem Praise 2, the title is Develop Skills for Success. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into step 2. And it goes like this. While the training you receive before licensing is vitally important to your career, it probably didn't teach you about some of the most important elements of real estate sales success. Training concerns itself primarily with the legal and ethical aspects of your chosen field, rather than the skills you need on your first day and every day to succeed as a real estate agent. Dozens of top-selling agents from around the country have been surveyed about those skills that are most important in determining real estate success. While approaches may vary, they all agree that their careers are built on the 5 skills detailed in this step. The easiest way to develop success skills is by first learning what they are, and then breaking them down into manageable parts. When you increase your awareness of what is needed from you, you can work on weak areas and play up strengths. If shyness is keeping you from cold calling, you could benefit from a class in public speaking, and perhaps also from a new focus on other marketing strategies. If you're always thought of networking as insincere, small talk, and handshaking, you will benefit from a better understanding of this vital tool for building a client base and developing a professional reputation that will bring you business. Personal skills. All realtors can get a good educational foundation and thoroughly understand the fundamentals of real estate, but those basics can take you only so far on the road to success. What separates top-selling realtors from those who work hard without seeing much of a financial return? There are 6 qualities that count the most, according to the experts. Number 1, honesty. Being honest is in your dealings with other salespeople, your office manager, your clients, and your customers is of the utmost importance. If you aren't, not only will your professional reputation suffer, but there could be a legal consequence that could potentially end you with your license being revoked. As Don Marcy, a realtor for over 20 years, notes, there is a lingering perception among home buyers that ours is a cutthroat field where you have to be a real shark to survive. Maybe this was true a long time ago, but today the image of the hotshot salesman who will say anything and do anything to get the sale is as outmoded as the buggy whip. Next, number 2, let's keep it moving, is flexibility. Okay. Yeah, I just thought about some flexibility. Thought about, okay, I remember some saying I heard where it says, if you're flexible, then you can't get bent out of shape. Something of that nature, but anyway, let's keep it moving, y'all. We're going to move right along. Remain adaptable in both the scheduling of your time and in your career plans and goals. What if you're determined to sell only houses and condos? But find the market is weak. Should you give up? Or learn all you can about the selling land and investment properties? Listings and sales don't come at predetermined times. You might have a month in which almost nothing happens, and then one in which you are inundated with business. Use slower times to review your marketing plan. Perform market research and keep up with local and national trends. If you expect twists and turns, you will be able to flex with them rather than let them break you. Number 3, self-motivation. Since your success depends on your own efforts, you need to be highly motivated. Your motivation to succeed will give you the energy you need to place calls and drum up new business when things are slow. Some agents use motivational tools such as books, tapes, and workshops to keep them energized, while others find interactions with peers, such as through real estate organizations, keep them on top of their game. Find what works for you. And recognize those times when you need a boost in motivation. Listening skills. What you say? Listening skills. Real estate agents need to listen carefully to the needs and desires of their customers so they can serve those needs and close the sale. Sometimes your clients may not be able to tell you exactly what they are looking for, so you'll need to ask the right kinds of questions to determine their wants and needs. Nancy Lane, the first realtor in New England to sell over $1 million in properties, explains, come up with open-ended questions. Don't ask a string of questions that requires a yes or a no answer. For instance, instead of asking if they require a master bath, ask about how they see themselves using it. Do they want a relaxing spa area, or are they people who take quick showers and get it over with? Let me repeat that. Do they want a relaxing spa area, or are they people who take quick showers and get on with it? If your listening skills are good, you'll come up with more questions and answers. Eventually, you'll have a much more detailed vision of what your buyer is looking for. Then in turn, we'll be pleased that you took the time to listen and understand them. Nancy sums it up. I became successful when I learned how to listen. You know you're not a good listener when your listening presentation takes more than a half an hour. You start showing properties with just the price, location, and bed and bath count. You can't get through your prospecting script in less than 3 minutes. You spend more time talking about you than you do finding out about your buyer or seller. You're offended someone at a closing through an offhand remark. Ability to learn from your mistakes. Face up to your mistakes and use them to learn how better to deal with similar future situations. For example, after a meeting with a seller that didn't result in a listing, make notes of what went wrong and why to help you overcome the obstacle in your next listing meeting. If your seller finds a mistake in their listing, apologize and fix the error quickly. Then take a moment to think about how the error occurred. Did you rush to getting the listing onto the MLS, multiple listing service? Were the notes you made while measuring and examining the property too sloppy to read? If you learn from your mistakes, you will perform better in the future. Tolerance. You never know who your next client might be. A genuine respect for people of all ethnic backgrounds, races, religions, and lifestyles is needed to be able to build rapport with anyone and everyone seeking your services. Public interaction skills. An agent work revolves around people, sellers, buyers, tenants, mortgage bankers, lawyers, and brokers. In order to get the job done and gain the trust and respect of those you work with, you need to behave in a way that others will respond positively to. That means being friendly, open, and kind. Keep that in mind while interacting with everyone in your professional life. Likability. Buying a home is not only an enormous financial transaction, but it is a highly personal decision. Buyers and sellers won't want to do business with you if, first and foremost, they don't like you. The number one rule of business: people do business with people they like. Not only will they do business with you, but they may do repeat business with you or refer other business to you. When clients like you and your services, there is no end in sight to the income they can bring you. That doesn't mean you won't run into some serious, unpleasant people along the way. Every realtor has a story or two about an impossible client. But what counts in the long run is that you treat even the most difficult people with respect. Try not to second guess someone's motivations, especially when they create negative consequences for you. Most of the time, their rudeness or change of heart has nothing to do with you. And I'm going to end this take right there. For our next section is going to be confidence, is what's going to be coming up next, going through the 6 here in step 2. So until I talk with you next time here on Poem Praise 2, I want you and your family to be blessed and have a wonderful rest of the evening. And if it be at thy will, I will speak with you soon. Until then, later, y'all.